So Spike is Kaboom, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Now this weekend we have something that's kind of rare. We have a 2x voids. So I figured let's talk. We're going to go through, this is just, we could make it really long and talk about a lot of champions that are void, and I feel like it would take too long. So I wanted to just name some legendary champions that potentially, if you have shards, you could pull. Like I say, we have epics and rares that are great, but we're going to stick with just a few legendaries to do within this video. First one, go to index. First champion is in Bannerlords, and it is Raglan. Somebody everybody wants, a champion everybody is after. Let's take a look. So support champion, HP to begin with is not too bad. Attack and defense is pretty decent. Speed 104 is good. Anything over 100, in my opinion, is a brilliant starting speed. It means that you don't have somebody, I'm sure it's like Soulless, that's really kind of crappy base speed, so it's hard to speed him up to where you need him to be and use him. Raglan will do A1, 3 hits, fills turn meter of 3 random allies by 15%. Allies can only have their turn meter filled once per turn. So in arena, he will improve every, yours 3 compadres, they all get a turn meter boost. Perfect. He will cleanse, he will remove all debuffs from all allies and heal them. The heal amount is proportional to the champion's attack. So the more attack he's got, the better the heal. So to fill their turn meter, cleanse him and give him a heal is pretty good synergy so far. And he will revive an ally with a full turn meter and 75% HP, which will become 2 turns. And that is pretty much why he's a legendary champion, and somebody you should definitely be looking out for. So we're going to skip out of here. We have High Elves, and this is purely because we have Ethos. Ethos is a destroyer. Starting HP is kind of irrelevant because he hits just so damn hard. His starting attack is great, defense low. It's kind of not important because he hits so damn hard it doesn't make a difference. Speed 99, it could be faster, but nonetheless, he will attack an enemy. 20% chance of getting an extra turn, decreases enemy max HP. Well, you can't increase your chance to get an extra turn, but for an A1 it's pretty decent. He will attack all enemies 3 times on an A2, places a weaken debuff for 2 turns, AoE weaken. Fantastic, I think he's one of the few champions that does an AoE weaken. Third, extinguish life AoE. The attack is always critical, which means the crit rate that begins at 15%. If you're not really bothered that you can do AoE, you can place up provokes and give him accuracy for that one to make sure he lands it. Put in a relentless set if you want to really help with this extra turn. All you need is critical damage. That's it. You can forget crit rate, go crit damage all the way across. This attack is always critical. You will not have to improve his crit rate, and he's one of the most sought after champions in this game. And we have Belnor, but we're not going to talk about him. And because she is a void, if you haven't done your missions yet, it's a good chance to potentially pull an Arbiter, a support champion that everybody knows about. She has a weaken on an A1, AoE on an A2, 75% chance, 100% chance when booked, decreasing the duration of all enemy boss by 1 turn. Mentor of Heroes on the A3 is fills turn meters revolves by 30% and gives them an increased attack buff for 2 turns. That's the big version. She also gives them a heal if they've got less than 50% HP. Now, everybody loves the Reviver. Arbiter is great for it. She revives everybody to 35% HP, fills her turn meters. and grants an extra turn to this champion if an ally was successfully revived. You will have block revive, so it just means if she gets to revive allies, she will then grant herself another turn, to which she will probably just do that move afterwards. Her starting stats, HP, 21,000 is decent, it can be improved. The attack, you're not really is good. I think it's better than it really needs to be. Because she's not in there to do she can nuke, but she can do some damage, but she's really there for the support and the help, so you just got to make her really fast. And the starting speed of 110 is one of the fastest in the game. I think Golden Reaper is 111, I think Sifi's 114, so she's one of the fastest in the top 3 for sure. And she's damn sure worth a little bit of a summon. So do we come in here? Yeah, we'll have a quick little discussion. So, the fusion. Oh, Sir Nicholas. Santa Claus himself. First, A1, one enemy, 50% chance to freeze, cannot be resisted. It's not really what he's known for. AOB places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. The value of the shield is equal to 30% of the damage inflicted. Book down to a 3-turn cooldown. So you do some damage, you get a bigger shield, but it's not necessarily what he's known for, not his bread and butter. This is what he's known for. Places an unkillable buff and a continuous shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. And this dude right here, Sir Nick, just set the world record in clan boss. 2 of them, fully booked out. I think there was a Seeker or a Painkeeper potentially. Yeah, if you put unkillable up, especially in arena, it is so strong, and anytime you face him, it's very difficult to kill him in 1 turn, unless you're packing Legos with pretty good kit, because he's just quite difficult to kill. Don't know why. He is void, so he has no weaknesses. And as you can see, his ally HP in battles by 33%, which is huge. His beginning HP is just under 23,000. Attack can be improved, it's not brilliant. His defense is pretty good. And he's a HP champion, so. And speed 105. He's quick enough to start with, so you can include him in many teams if you need him to be over 200. If you're doing like a slower clan boss comp, he still has that base speed to make that happen. And we'll just give a quick shot to Venus. A1 poison, A2 decrease defense and weaken. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a very, very strong move indeed. AoE on the A3 is placing a HP burn, debuff for 2 turns. It's a crazy kit. It removes all buffs from all enemies and has a 50% chance of granting extra turn. And if you put Cupids on the team, here you go, be a partner. Her kit is fantastic and a void champion that a lot of people talk about. She also increases ally HP in battles by 33%. Somebody else to look out for. So we now go into Barbarians. For this dude right here, Juggernaut. Tervold the Juggernaut. The crazy SOB, just, he hits crazy. I've seen this dude in arena, in clan boss, in the dungeons hitting 300k, 200k. I've seen his A1 just over 6 digits damage, man. It's ridiculous. His A2 is he will increase attack, increase crit rate, and increase speed on himself. Then he gets an extra turn. So if he wasn't scary before, if you've got a high attack and you know that you just need to build him to 70% crit rate, because you'll potentially do that move first. If you control him manually, you'll want to do that first, get 100% crit rate. Then you're going to be critting on your other moves. You could go A2, then jump to the A3, and just absolutely smash people. In clan boss, this can do ridiculous damage. If it's an arena and he hits you, make sure you have a reviver, because he's also void. As we know, voids have no weaknesses to affinities, as in magic's weakness is force, and force spirit, swarm, spirit force, etc. Void is null and void from that. They have no weaknesses. Also, if the target is killed, resets the cooldown of this skill. So if he kills someone, it resets it straight away. So on his next turn, he can just go BAM! Again. He can use the same move, take somebody out. Stupid. Yeah, the aura, ally attack and faction encrypts by 42% is just, I have no words. This is a champion that I'm probably not going to get, but I would love to have him. Just, he hits so hard, buffs himself up, makes him even more scary. He can, for damn sure he's going to kill someone. There's a 3-turn cooldown when it's booked out. The extra damage is good, but he hits hard enough anyway. The 30% maybe not necessarily something to write home about. I did a video on this sexy ass looking woman right here. She could be doing with a pair of boots, but nonetheless, she's got her big lollipop. She's got her shield / dinner plate. Ursula War Caller, HP champion. The aura's HP as well, 33%. Her passive decreases damage from crit hits. She takes the damage. She's got ally protection, strengthen. She's just a great support champion. If they are an attack based champion, decrease crit damage, decrease attack. If they're defense, they get slowed down and their defense gets broken. So either way, you can put her into a team and she will do major work for you. Ursula War Caller, she's brand new. If you're lucky to have her, 3 people potentially have her due to the reviews. She's void, and Barbarians quite frankly need a little bit of help in this department, because a lot of the epics in here kind of suck. They're just not good at all. So it's good to see Barbarians are getting a little bit of love. Do we have one? Yeah, well we'll give a shout out to Gargo the Augur. In Arena is extremely strong because he will do AoE freeze. So we'll start off 1 enemy 2 times, extra hit if a target has a freeze debuff, which works in sync with 80% chance of placing a freeze debuff on all enemies. So he'll do that. A2, he'll go to the A1, hit you 2 times because you've got that freeze debuff. A3, it's just 1 enemy, places an extra hit, we've got a freeze. So as we can see, he's just all based around this move. He puts on a freeze, and the rest of the moves just give him extra hit, extra hit. And you can do okay damage. His attack is 1465, which is nothing to be embarrassed about. Passive has a 50% chance of placing a freeze debuff on the attacker for 1 turn if this champion loses more than 20% of the max HP. So if Rotos hits him, he's getting frozen. Anybody that hits with a bit of power will then get frozen, and because they're frozen, he'll just be getting extra turn, extra turn, extra turn. And the ally attack in faction crypts is better than Turvold because it's 44%. For Ogren Tribes, he's really good. A lot of people don't have him, some people do, but he's a really good champion. Another one to look out for in this 2x event. Trying to think, do we need to go into Lizardman? Yes, we do. Okay, Krisk the Ageless. Everybody wants a Krisk. I would like a Krisk. I wonder if I can complain like Cartman did and we could have Krisk Gate 2021, you know? Well, he will come out 30% chance of placing the big decreased speed for 2 turns. It's an AoE. AoE again, ally protection. Places 15% continuous heal buffs on this champion. Increases duration of all ally buffs. So it'll buff you up and then it'll extend it. Places provoke, places increased defense, places increased speed. It's a crazy kit. The passive, at the start of each round, places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns, equal to 50% of this champion's max HP. Put me in a shield set, it'll be massive. 75% chance when 100 when booked, placing the big decreased defense and the big decreased attack on the attacker for 1 turn when hit. So if you hit him, he'll break your defense, break your attack, and he's going to be mitigating all this damage. He's going to be buffing up, protecting his teammates. It is for sure one of the best champs in the game. Hands down, one of the best in the game. Sure, do we need to come in here? We have Coronar, but maybe just Warlord. This is the next one. Warlord. Somebody that has one of the best. He's one of the best void legendaries, in my opinion. It's because AoE, book it when 100% chance goes to a 4-turn cooldown, and he will put each target's skills on cooldown, effectively making them do an A1. That's it. It's basically in arena. This is clutch to destroying your team. If he goes first, they're doing nothing to you. A1, unless you're up against a team of Turvolds that hit hard, still there's no threat. Warlord is he will end a team. Extra 30% chance to fully deplete each target's turn meter. Crazy move. Ridiculous move, and that's kind of what he's known for, bread and butter. Protection our gods is block debuffs, which is always good. And then a shield buff on all allies. 30% of his max HP for 2 turns, and also heals them by 25% of their HP. So his base HP is 22,500. Pretty good. 100 speed's okay. His defense is good enough, you can make him kind of tanky. And his A1 is just a single hit. Increases the duration of all debuffs on target by 1 turn. That's it. So there's poison, decreased defense, weaken, and all that kind of thing. He'll extend it, and he has a resist aura in battles by 80. It's probably one of the best auras that you're actually going to see in this game. Trying to think if there's. Oh yeah, we can have a look at Kriktraxa. Look at that. As far as the skins go, it ain't that bad. She looks just kind of sick. She looks awesome. A lot of time put into this one right here. One of the nicest looking champions in the game for sure. Her A1 attacks one enemy 4 times, ignores 50% of your defense. I don't have to say any more. She is just a killing machine. Attacks one enemy. She can, when booked up, is 100% chance of placing a weaken, and 100% chance of removing 2 buffs from the target. So she goes second. She'll remove your speed, remove your other protection, strengthen. She'll take all that off. If she goes second, she'll strip it off, and after that, she gets an extra turn. And damage is based off of attack, which is okay because her attack to start with is really high. I've seen it 5,000 plus now. The Rite of Rebirth, the passive in level 1 is to survive 1 death buff on this champion for 2 turns, and also survive 1 death buff on this champion for 1 turn when this champion kills an enemy with a critical hit. It does not occur with spiralings, so Kriktraxa is a killing machine. She's got great multipliers, and if you're lucky enough to pull her, get her built, go into arena or faction kits, whatever, she will do major work for you. Major work for you. Undead Horse. Do we have any call outs? Well, I think it's only fair because she's the fastest champion in the game. She's the most talked about, the most, probably one of the still most broken, one of the most sought after, one of the most loved. If people see this champion, they're like, oh my god, really? That is Sifie the Lost Bride. A1, 100% chance of sleeping you for 1 turn if their turn meter is equal to or above 50. So if they're about to go next, sleep. No, you ain't. As long as you don't get hit, you're just going to remain sleeping. Allows you to take out the teammates. Heals all allies by 5% of their max HP if the target's turn meter is below. So if you sleep somebody with lower turn meter, yeah, alright, then they'll get a heal. Cool. This one here, Whirlwind Romance, is one of our best moves. Block debuffs, increased defense, increased speed. 4 turn cooldown. Defense based champions. Block buffs means no poison, none of this bad stuff. She will protect everybody. So also revive an ally with 55% HP and a full turn meter. It gives them an increased attack and an increased crit rate buff for 2 turns and a 4 turn cooldown. The passive is for heals each ally by 10% of their max HP at the start of their turn, which I've seen happen all the time. I always fight Siffy teams in the arena and they're just so annoying. 40% chance, 50% when booked of removing freeze and fear debuffs from each ally at the start of their turn. Also, removes all debuffs from Rotos at the start of his turn if they're on the same team. So Rotos, she's got his back. It's like, this is the unholy duo right there. And her resist aura in battles is 80. Another champion that quite frankly everybody is looking for. If people are buying shards, then you can be damn well sure that that's who they're looking for. Almost done here. So next we have Hegemon. People that have Hegemon, they hang around. I just noticed that sword looks awesome. That sword, check. Yeah, I like that sword. That's cool as bits. Little face next to the handle. Okay, right, enough of the man crush. Let's just get to his movesets. So they're attack 2 times at random. Each hit 35, which goes up to 55% chance of decreased debuff or decreased speed debuff 2 turns. So on an A1. A2's AoE, a decreased attack debuff for 2 turns, also has 50% chance of placing a cool build on skills. And the thing is, as you're about to see, he always goes first, so chances are he will build down your skills. Because he always goes first, it's in his passive. And if you have multiple Hegemons in a team, for instance, if you put 1 accuracy, 2 nuke, the first one will use the block cooldown skills, so everybody has an A1, then the 2 Hegemons behind him will nuke, and they just go in, it's basically the fastest to slowest. Doesn't matter if you've got a 500 speed Sifi, she's going after this Hegemons, and that's what makes him so very, very dangerous. Increases ally crit rate in all battles by 19%. So it's also handy because if you count that 19%, if you put him in your team, you just need to build somebody else's crit rate 19% lower. Gives you more wiggle room if you need that bit of speed or that extra bit of crit damage. A very feared champion, is one of the best in the game for sure. We have one here, his name is Tormund. He's probably one of the most annoying champions still in the game. Great starting HP, great defense. Speed's a bit slow, but I don't think that's really much of an issue. In high plat there will be speed boosters and whatnot. AoE on his first move, placing a freeze debuff. Instantly activates this skill whenever an enemy under both a freeze and a HP burn debuff takes damage. Okay. Iceberg Crush removes all buffs from a target and attacks the target 2 times. Steals all buffs instead if the target is under a freeze. So if they're under a freeze, you'll steal their debuffs, which is even worse. A bigger slap to the face and hit you twice. And will ignore defense if the target is under a freeze HP burn. So yeah, if you take him into Spider and you can get a freeze and a HP burn, he will hit crazy numbers. Ignoring defense doesn't matter the champion, but if it ignores defense, it's normally they're going to be doing a sick amount of damage. Just think Septimus type damage. Blizzard Rage, AoE, block buffs, debuff, 100% heal reduction if you're under freeze. So everyone here is situational though. They have to be under freeze for a lot of this and HP burn for it to work, but you need to be Bloodwind. Anybody that puts out a HP burn and a freeze before him is both an annoying team. That's pretty much what he goes in for. His passive just means he comes back to life after you kill him. So you have to kill him twice. And he will increase your defense in all battles by 33%. That is, like I say, we could talk about the rares and epics, but it's going to be like a 5-hour video, so we have it coming up, but it isn't in the news section yet. I'm pretty sure it should be coming up at the weekend, so might get news Thursday. If not, it will be Friday latest. The save your shards, I will not be pulling because I have one, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to just get a Steed Deezer, so I may sit this one out. But guys, if you do have shards, have a look at the index and see what's available. Because if you're pulling for a lot of champs, if you've got a lot of shards, chances are you have a lot of champions. Who doesn't like a shard pool? So guys, 2x voids coming up this weekend. I'll see you next time. Love you all.